Channel 8's Robert Riggs is at the blast site now. Robert?
Quinn, a bomb-like blast literally blew residents in this small community out of their beds this morning. At 7 o'clock this morning, a pipeline worker frantically knocked on farmhouse doors, warning people to turn off electric power and pilot lights on stoves. A dangerous cloud of leaking gas from a liquefied natural gas pipeline nearby drifted over the rural area. 12 minutes later, an explosion of volcanic force ruptured with a fireball. The blast stripped trees. A shrapnel of burned branches rained over acres of farmland. A small boy died when his family mobile home disintegrated. Only a twisted frame remained. The explosion blew out the walls and dropped the floor 3 feet of David Bennett's home. Bennett was loading tools in his pickup.
I noticed a strange fog through the valley. And the next thing I knew, it was just a tremendous bang. It threw me across the truck. I thought my truck had blown up. But when I turned and looked, I saw my house was just shreds, and my baby and wife were in the house. So I ran and climbed up in it, went to my baby. She was all right, and my wife was up and walking around. It's amazing she's alive.
Jimmy and Bea Mertens were stunned by the damage done to the home they had built 2 years ago by hand. They would have been in its blown-out living room, but were moving to town. Until today, they never feared the neighboring pipeline and underground salt dome where natural gas is stored.
Look at it. It's all gone. There's not even a feeling left.
The blast crushed a passing car carrying 2 women and a little girl. Volunteer firefighters had to pull trees off the car to rescue severely burned victims.
Well, the people that lived in the homes were just in shock. They were walking outside their homes, and the burn victims they were just in shock, walking around in a daze.
Convict labor from county jails helped search for survivors and clean up. The gruesome sight of dozens of head of livestock burned alive left the prison chain gang speechless. And as a veterinarian listed the casualties, another warning came.
We found one little pony that was still alive, but his head was burned real bad and his eyes were burned, and my brother-in-law recommended just go and euthanize him.
By mid-afternoon, more survivors crawled out of the hellish debris, in shock, muttering that they thought an atomic bomb had been dropped. Besides the Texas Railroad Commission, federal authorities are also on the scene. OSHA, the EPA, and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating. The pipeline has been shut down. They're currently trying to burn off the gas that was left in the line. It looks like a giant blowtorch.